Guys, so I'm going to try to make this video really quick because my voice is really scratchy and I don't want you guys to have to go through a long video of listening to my raspy voice. So first thing, the last time we spoke, I think we were going through the process of the crystals in my urine and having to drink more water to combat that so that I wouldn't have the kidney stones. Luckily, I did not have to go through the kidney stones. We were able to pick up my water intake and we're good now. The way that I did that was actually buying this. All right, so this is not a sponsored video. I mean, I don't even think I'm big enough to be sponsored video. I don't know why I said think. I'm not big enough to be, someone sponsors. Anyway, so I bought one of those because that's a half-gallon jug, and I only have to drink 2 of those in order for me to reach my gallon of water. Now, I'm definitely going to try to reach the gallon of water a day and beyond so that I can definitely make sure that I'm getting enough water for me and the baby. However, I am nowhere near even drinking 2 of those a day, which to me is really confusing because I don't drink anything else outside of, like, I might drink a caffeinated beverage if I have to take my pain medicine for my head, which is just Tylenol. Excuse me. But other than that, I don't drink any juices or sodas or anything like that. So I don't know why I can't seem to get 2 of these down. I made it to 1 a day, but that's only half a gallon. So we definitely got to pick that up. Anywho, I got that at my local sports store. It's called, I forget what it's called. Anywho, I got it from there and it was about 20 bucks, which seems like a lot for a water bottle, but it's half a gallon and it's pretty thick and I've dropped it several times and it's still not busted or anything. So, it is what it is. Anyway, moving right along. Since the last time we spoke, I've been dealing with some health issues that I've been trying to combat, which is why I haven't made any videos recently, but I'm going to try to stay on top of that so that I can, keep you guys updated with what's going on. Again, my voice is really scratchy. My daughter got me sick and now I'm just dealing with that. And it's been a couple of weeks that she got me sick and I'm still dealing with it. So, when you're pregnant, your body just takes a long time to heal. So that's what's going on. Anyway. I am officially 27 weeks today. I found out last Thursday that I am anemic. And pretty much that means that I don't have enough iron or I'm not taking in enough iron, which obviously is from, green leafy vegetables and things like that. So my doctor prescribed this little green pill that I have to take twice a day. It's 325 milligrams. And I forgot the name of it, but I did do the research on it before I started taking it. And a lot of the women who are on it were saying that, it causes constipation, it makes them really sick, things like that. I've been taking it since Saturday night. Today's Monday, and I haven't had any of those issues. Like, I'm still using the bathroom just fine. My stomach's not upset. I'm not experiencing any nausea, things like that. So far, so good. But, any medicine takes at least 2 weeks to get into your system and, regulate before you can actually tell what's going on. So as of now, so far, so good. All right. And last but not least, I did take my glucose test, the one that you take between, I think it's like 24 and 28 weeks that you take that test. And pretty much, excuse me, I failed that test. So that was a big shocker to me because even though I am overweight, I'm generally healthy. I'm sorry, guys, there's just a lot of stuff going on in here. But so it was surprising that I failed that test. And what the glucose test is pretty much testing you for gestational diabetes. And let's see. Okay, so let's first talk about how you can get gestational diabetes. So a couple of factors. If you're pregnant over 25, you can be at a higher risk of getting gestational diabetes. If you're overweight either before or during pregnancy, that was a really long, stretched out pregnancy. Anyway. If you don't eat like you're supposed to, if you don't exercise like you're supposed to, get enough sleep, the hormones in your placenta can actually help increase the chances of you getting gestational diabetes as well, because it can keep you from producing enough insulin in your body. So all those things are factors into, whether or not you'll have gestational diabetes. With my other 2 kids, I did not have gestational diabetes and I didn't fail the test. So with this baby, I have to go back and take another test, and it's actually a 3-hour test. The first one was a 1-hour test. You drink this little drink within like 5 minutes, and then you wait for an hour, then they test your blood. So I have to go back and do that again, but for 3 hours. And what they'll do is they'll test my blood, for 3 hours. once every hour for 3 hours. And if I fail the test once out of 3 times, then I'm okay. I'm still, I don't have gestational diabetes. But if I fail it twice or more, then we have to go through the process of dealing with gestational diabetes. And I'm going to stop saying gestational diabetes because I feel like that's just a long situation. Anyway, so if it turns out that I do have gestational diabetes, there are some things that I can do to help combat the situation. The biggest thing is trying to make sure that I get it under control, because if it's not under control while I'm pregnant, there's a chance that I can have type 2 diabetes once I have the baby. And, definitely don't want that to happen. So there is a class that I can take, but I won't be taking that class until after I find out if I actually have gestational diabetes. So, I don't want to put too much extra on my plate. Once I found out that I did have it, or that I failed the test, I immediately went into research mode. I went on to Google, I went on to YouTube, I went on to WebMD, I went on to tons of different sites trying to figure out what it is I need to do to try to help my situation so that the next time I take this test, it doesn't come back that way. Now, even if I do all of these things now, it still will come back that way if I actually do have it. So there's not really anything I can do about it now. But changing my eating habits and things like that will definitely help to get it under control fairly quickly. So I'll talk about what I can do, and then we'll talk about what happens if I do have it. Anywho, so I went on and I found like a bunch of different sites that explained what it was and all of those things like that. Even though my nurse explained it because she's wonderful, she answered all of my questions. But it was really frustrating trying to find this information because I am a planner. So when something happens, I plan to solve that problem. And if plan A doesn't work, then I'm B, C, D. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll get it worked out. But this was really frustrating and really complicated. And when you go onto these sites, like they give you all of these big doctor terms that you don't know anything about. So it was really complicated and irritating. So I took a rest for about somewhere between 8 to 12 hours and tried not to think about it. But of course, the very next time it was time for me to eat, I had to think about it because now I'm like, okay, what do I eat? What do I do? Like, I can't eat the stuff that I was eating because that's part of the problem. So what do I do? Luckily, now men do not come through as often as we would like them to come through, right? Luckily, my fiance came through this time. I did not tell him how stressed and worried I was about it. Like I called and I told him what the doctor said, and we were just chit chatting about it back and forth, whatever. And I was like, yeah, no big deal because we don't know for real. It's just one test I failed. We'll take another one and we'll be good to go. He was like, okay, cool. Later on that evening, he came over and he had all of this information about like what I could and couldn't eat, what was best for, increasing what I needed to eat as far as the green leafy vegetables, cutting down on carbs. Like he had all of this information and I'm just looking at him dumbfounded. Like one, because men aren't that intuitive. Like they don't care about anything in between the point that you get pregnant and you bring the baby in here, I'm saying, healthy and that you're healthy. So for him to have taken the time and the initiative to do all of this research for me it was phenomenal, to be completely honest. And I felt like I wasn't in this by myself. Like I felt like he had my back. So he's not perfect and you know what I'm saying, he falls short just like we all do, but for that instance he definitely came through. Anywho, so that made trying to decide what I could and could not eat a lot easier. So I'm very thankful for him for that. So if it turns out that I do have gestational diabetes, we will have to do a lot more ultrasounds to make sure that the baby does not grow bigger than what she's supposed to grow. Pretty much she's at the 80th percentile now, and the doctor said that's fine, that they don't start worrying about it until she gets to about 95th percentile, and then they start thinking about inducing and taking her early and things like that. I was born at 7 months, so I'm here and I'm fine. I was little for a long time, but I'm clearly not little now. Anywho, so if she has to come early, then we're prepared. We're okay. God has us. We're good. Like we pray every day, so she's gonna be just fine. But the plan is to get it under control so that they don't have to take her early, so that she can get here when she's supposed to get here. But yeah, as of right now, that's pretty much everything that's going on. Just trying to keep my water intake up, trying to eat like I'm supposed to eat, trying to to work out a little bit more. Last week I went on 2 walks, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday, and both of them were 3+ miles each. The one on Tuesday was 3.3 miles, the one on Thursday was 3.6. So today is Monday. I haven't done any walking as of yet. But I probably will tomorrow because I'm off tomorrow as well. So I'll probably go tomorrow and then maybe another day later on during this week to try to make sure that I'm keeping up with some form of exercise. But other than that, I would try to keep you guys updated more often than what I've been doing. I don't have a huge following, but the people who are following me, I definitely want to let you know what's going on and, make sure we keep up with each other. Some of you have commented on my other video about the symptoms that you guys have had to know that you were pregnant. If you guys have any updates for that, to tell me, like, if turned out to actually be pregnant, or if it was just some strange symptoms and you're not actually pregnant, I would definitely love to keep up with you guys. So, post your comments down below. Let me know if you turned out to be pregnant. Let me know if you have any, suggestions or anything with the gestational diabetes, if you guys have gone through it, if you haven't, whatever you want to say. We're all in this together. So feel free to give me your information as far as like your pregnancy and all that, not like your personal information. That statement just sounded really, really creepy. Don't give me your information. Just, let me know what's going on with you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was not too lengthy, and I know that it was horrible with the scratchy voice and the sniffling and the all of those things. So if you guys have stuck with me thus far, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again hopefully next week. I'm going to try to do videos for you guys every week, so I will see you on week 28.